Hey y'all, so welcome back. This week we are on the Catherine Williams page. So thank you for joining. We are in the chat. Chat, what's up? We live. What's good? It has been a very, very, very long week. It's long, but it's fast, which is crazy because I know I'm not the only one in that space. But welcome back. We are in the chat with Kat. Hey y'all. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and then we're going to do what we do best. We jump in the chat. So make sure you stay tuned because later on we're going to be talking about we're counseling accountability. We're going to go ahead and counsel accountability. And we'll get into that later on in the topic, in the chat. But for right now, just put a pin in that because we're going to counsel some accountability today. But I want to know what y'all been watching this week. Baby, definitely watching The Chi. The Chi has really taken me down, and I'm going to tell y'all why. Because why would Tiff kill Nuck with no plan after that? Like, your ex-husband, baby mama, girlfriend and baby mama, because I think I am if I got a kid, Hazy, like, they have a child together. I don't know how Tiffany didn't process that space that they have a child together. So she's going to want to know where her baby daddy is. Like, hey, bitch. Look, my friend, she ain't came and saw me. I ain't even seen her new car. I'm so sad. Yes, you. But back to the chat. But Tiff be killing me because she be landing on some crazy opportunities, but her decisions, and then I don't understand why Vic didn't even tell her, like, nah, Bakari don't need to live in Nuck house because him and Nuck was beefing. We all seen at the cigar bar reopening that Nuck basically told this boy he gonna kill him. So how you just figured that they gonna be kumbaya-ish for Nuck to disappear and Bakari to take his home? That don't make sense. But Tiff, nonetheless, girl, I want to have a life like her where I just fall into a mansion, money. Like, Tiff just be getting lucky. I don't even understand her situations, but they be working for her. Except for this Nuck situation. Because baby girl should have had a plan. Like, why you didn't have a plan, girl? I have no clue. But it's getting closer and closer to Emmitson's wedding. I really thought that the mom and the brother, was going to at least be at the engagement party. So that was interesting because it's like, dang, Kev, y'all that busy, y'all can't come back. But another show I've been watching, y'all, Raising Kanan, they done pulled me back in. 50 Cent done got me. I ain't gonna hold y'all though. I be getting a little ag with the character that plays Kanan because he worse than Tyreek. Like, and I think that was kind of like Courtney Kemp's angle. I think they saw that on Power. It really worked for Tyreek to be this rebellious child. And now, she said, Tiff is wow. I don't like Tiff. She's ungrateful to me. Man, but what's crazy, and this is crazy because I want to have this conversation with a group of women. Tiff is the type of woman, though, that gets whatever she wants from any situation because she is bold. Like, Tiff be definitely ungrateful. Tiff definitely be ungrateful. But Tiffany is bold. Like, when she wanted a car, she went straight to Emmett. And because she was direct with Emmett, he got her a car, which made Keisha say, oh, dang, she's very entitled. Tiff is very entitled. But it's like, who's going to check that? Which, like I said, the topic later on, like I said, we're counseling accountability. This is one of the reasons because of Tiff's situations. It's like when you have people that are entitled, people that move crazy or weird, we want to call it, and then nobody forces them to see where they need to be held accountable. Is that really their fault? Like, that's the real question. Tiff character is literally, to me, I be seeing a lot of women out here like that move like Tiff, and stuff be moving for them. So even with that nature, like, because it's like Keisha deserves all of these things too. But look, Keisha is just a working person. Like, she works in every department. Like, the way that she be handling her house, because girl, all them kids, and then the granddaddy there with his new boo thing. Like, I'd be like, Keisha is a saint. Like, cause Tiff, they got caught, y'all, spoiler alert, they got caught smoking Tiff stash, the kids did. Tiff kicked them out immediately. Tiff said, I want all y'all at my house. Like, Tiff didn't care, cause her child went in it, so she was like, yeah, all y'all gotta go. And I'm like, Tiff is so crazy, cause it's like, that whole situation. Yeah, Keisha is the sweetest on the show. Keisha is like so sweet. Like, I love her and Emmett together, but I'm still not sure, because it's like, I love that they grown together, but he be giving, sometimes I don't know, I'm not explaining. He be making me nervous when it comes to Keisha sometimes, because it's like, I don't know, Emmett, if you have the mental capacity to keep up with Keisha, because she's so wise. Even though she's young, she's so wise and well versed, and it's just like, okay, I don't see Emmett keeping up with that, and I see Keisha getting tired of that. That was if we was getting another season, which we know we're not after next season. So we're just gonna see them happily married for the most part and move on to that. But nonetheless, I definitely think that Tiff is going to be a person of reference that I could use for my topic later on. And another show, y'all, I don't know if y'all been into Housewives of Atlanta, but they are really dragging this season, especially like whatever conflict Shamia and Portia are going to have, they are really dragging that out. Angela Oakley, I love you, girl. I love that Angela is just not serious. Like, she will argue with you and then he's like, where my fan? Where my food? She don't care about these arguments. And I feel like we're getting to see Angela in the space that her and Charles is in. Like, I can tell her and Charles have a lot of like disagreements. And then it's just, we just keep going, because what else we gonna do? We not leaving each other. And that's kind of the way you really want to go into Housewives of Atlanta, K. Michelle, is you are on a show to showcase your lifestyle and to work with these women. Getting up and walking away is not working with these women. And I hate to say it, but Drew had everybody in a chokehold when she told her, you need to speak up for yourself. And she does. And like Granny K, we have seen your past in television, so we get it. But at the same time, girl, like, if you didn't come to play, why are you here? Like, girl. And then another show, y'all, that's on my list, I'm not sure if everybody into it, is From. Y'all, From has had me in a chokehold since I started watching it in season 1. We are in the 4th season. Today aired the season finale. I'm watching it as soon as this wraps. As soon as we leave the chat, baby, From is on. I can't really explain that show to y'all. I really can't. Because if I'm being honest, I'm just as lost in season 1 as I am in season 4. They say that the writers of Lost, the television show, are the same writers as From. And if they are known for doing a good job of having you lost, they're doing a damn good job on From. Because when I tell you, I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I don't know what I'm anticipating. I don't know what I'm rooting for. I don't know who I'm rooting for. I don't know who I should be against. All I know is it's super entertaining for whatever reason. It calms me. It gives me some type of Inspector Gadget space. And there you have it. I be there with From. But that's it. That's all. Another thing, y'all, that happened this weekend with FIFA. I know everybody's enjoying all the tourists that's in their cities. I will be the first to say, I'm kind of not, but more so because I parked and ride the train and they started charging. They were not charging at all of the MARTA stations. And now, because FIFA is here and they want to make their money, they charging at all the stations. So I'm kind of like bummed about that. But it was a good ride while it lasted, MARTA. So I'm not going to complain too much. But needless to say, something that really caught everybody's attention was during the opening, when they were performing the U.S. national anthem, the players decided that they didn't want to honor the national anthem as we traditionally do, which is our hand placed over our heart and singing it, obviously. They decided they were going to do the one thing that we all know Republicans and Trump supporters and anybody that was against Colin Kaepernick would not like. They decided to kneel and pray. Because in this type of administration, we can't be worried about a national anthem. We need to pray. So I thought that was pretty comical. Y'all go check out the video because it's all over YouTube and TikTok. I thought it was hilarious because, baby, what are we even talking about? And in other news, why is y'all president renovating the White House? Like, he gonna be there forever. They said this man is renovating, I believe, because we already know he's trying to do the ballroom. What he's trying to do now is add an extensive golf course that is going to be something like the talk of the town. It's like, bruh, how you know the next president don't even like golf? Like, y'all don't find that suspicious? Y'all don't find that weird that this man is really in here renovating his house? Like, I'm talking to my homeowners now. Not even my homeowners, our renters. If you rent a property for 4 years, you are renting this property for 4 years. Would you be doing the ballroom over? Getting a golf course added, or, would you be doing that? They keep talking about aliens and all this other stuff, but y'all, we got to pay attention to what this man is doing, because why are you trying to make this seem like this is your forever home? Did we miss the memo, America? Is this his forever home? Are we getting a new White House for the next president? Like, what is the tea? Somebody fill me in on that, because, baby, when I tell you, I'm not ready. I am not ready for that. I'm not ready. I'm sick of the first year and a half with this man. I can't do forever with this man. I just can't. Can we please get him out of this house? Why he over here renovating? And then, y'all, as promised, we said we was going to jump into our topic. And like I said, we are counseling accountability. Reason being is because accountability is really, like my girl said earlier, it just creates an entitlement, I'm learning, with those that know how to manipulate the system. Right? So, not everything is trauma, people. Like, people don't like taking responsibility for their actions. Hence, accountability and responsibility go hand in hand, y'all. Because you have to take account for your actions, which means you have to be responsible for your actions. People don't like that. I have heard people bring up every excuse under the sun as to why they do something, rather them saying they won't do it again, or they want to be better than that, or that's not who they are. People will go into, everybody always leave me. I was abused as a child. My mama don't talk to me. My daddy wasn't in my life. Instead of saying, damn, you're right. That was messed up. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I moved like that. Like, you don't got to go into like the whole TV sitcom space of, thank you for bringing this to my attention. Now that I'm aware, I'm going to be a different person. You don't have to go into that. But just be responsible for your actions, especially when they affect other people. Right? Like, that's the biggest one. And the scariest thing for me is healing without taking responsibility is a dangerous game. Like, healing with no accountability in a situation, like, I see this all the time on TikTok where people be talking about people, like, don't be mad at how I responded to something when you pretty much created the scenario for me to respond that way. Now, granted, this is true. And we can even get into that whole Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony case again. Y'all go try to bully somebody. Somebody ends up unalived. Now, everybody's mad at the person that was protecting himself. Or they got the answers for the person that was protecting himself. He should have left. It should have taken 15 times for him to leave. I mean, even when he did leave, it was still a problem. So if he would have left on the first time or the 15th time, would we still have got the same reaction or results more so? So that's my biggest issue with accountability and why I just want to counsel it. Like, let's just do away with it. Just be responsible for your actions. And when you feel like you can't, don't go crying when somebody retaliates or return that same energy towards your actions to defend themselves or to protect themselves. And this can be in a number of things, right? We can talk about even in a relationship. Men or women that lack accountability, and then they go cry to their friends or their family, and everybody is now looking at your partner like, oh my God, I can't believe this. But nobody ever tells that person, like, what was your part? Look, see, don't come talk to me. Because, baby, when I tell you, I'm that person. I need everything. Even if you venting, I need everything. I don't need you to tell me they part or how they affected you or how you feel wronged or how you hurt. Like, what caused that? Why would that hurt you? And they said that? Like that? How did they say it? You sure? Look, I'm going to always play a good devil's advocate, whether you like it or not. So don't come to me. Because one thing about me is I'm self-aware to know what my part is. And like 9 times out of 10, I feel like most people, when you respond to a situation, unless you just haven't did any self-work, like when you respond to a situation, you literally had time to think about it. So there's some premeditation there. You literally, like when you feel wrong, you literally be like, did that just happen? And then you're like, that did. And then you can go to the person and be like, did you know you da-da-da-da, and I didn't like it? And then they respond the way they respond. Now the floor is open. But the thing I be saying too, when I was talking to my friends, a lot of times it's being, that's why I said self-awareness is huge. Not just for you, but also being self-aware enough to discern someone else's capacity. Knowing that, like, okay, it's like when you're dealing with a child, right? When a child does something the first time, they might not know it's wrong. So you give that grace. The second time, your conversation looks a little different because your thing is, well, I've already expressed to you that this is not good. Now, in this capacity, like I can always use the example of something being hot because a lot of people of color, and I'm not even just going to say black. We're not going to restrict it to just black because I've seen some Hispanic people make videos and other races. When you're trying to teach your child what hot means and they are going towards something that's hot and you're like, no, don't touch it. It's hot. And they still move towards that thing and proceed to touch it. And they realize what hot is because they touch it. And they say, hot. And you like, told you. That is a space of accepting responsibility that a lot of people don't like. Because the child is taking account that they did tell me it was hot. Because typically when a child touches something hot, they say hot. Which means that they account for, damn, they were telling the truth. That was hot. The responsibility part is, how will they heal? For the child, most of the time, they're going to cry because it's hot. Those that don't cry, your child bad as hell. I'm just telling you, if your child says something that's hot and they don't cry, they bad as hell. But for the most part, the kids that cry because it was hot, that's them taking accountability. The responsible part in them is knowing moving forward not to touch that, because that's what? Hot. The same thing applies to adults. If you are in an intimate relationship, or either just a relationship, a platonic one, and even like I can even speak to the nature of friendship, like woman and woman, man and man, like whatever the dynamic, taking responsibility for your actions of how you made someone feel or something you did to somebody, whether you were aware of them not liking it and prior to you doing it, still calls for some type of responsibility on your part. Now, we can open this can of worms to the space of, well, like if we're talking romantic, right? If a guy and a girl are talking and the girl is like, well, I serial date, which means that they don't just talk to one person while they're in a dating phase. They only do that when they're exclusive. And the guy is like, okay. And maybe he didn't understand what serial date means. Maybe he thought that meant with her, with him. But nonetheless, he finds out she's talking to other people, right? Now he finds out she's talking to other people. And his response is, hey, I don't like that. I prefer to just exclusively date, so that way I know I'm getting your time, you're getting my time, and we're choosing each other. Is it right? Hey, it's his preference. It's their preference. So moving forward now, she has the option, because she now knows he doesn't like it, to say, well, this is how I date. So if that doesn't work for you, then A, we don't have to talk anymore. Or B, I will exclusively date. And that's a compromise that comes with that. Because the real tea that comes in that is, if you're going to throw out almost kind of like that type of ultimatum, and it's just like that weird space of preferences, standards, that like that's why dating gets so hard. That is why it's so hard, because everybody wants somebody to accommodate them. Right? And so in this capacity where somebody's accommodating you, you now need to be responsible with that. For that man that asked for that, or even vice versa, however the story wants to go, you need to be responsible with that. Because now, what if this person decides, okay, I'll exclusively date you. Now y'all are exclusively dating, but you're not keeping up the momentum of the space that she needs, the type of attention she needs. So now she knows early, okay, yeah, you just not my speed, so cool beans. But what if you decide, I really want this to work? So who's responsible for these conversations? People. That's why you need to have them. That's why I'm saying being self-aware. Because everything I just talked about is really about self-awareness. Like, the responsible parts come in there, but being self-aware is knowing what you want, knowing what you don't want, and not settling in the middle for that. You can compromise, but when it goes against what you want, it's easy for you to determine, okay, I agreed to serial date, even though that's not my thing. I mean, I agreed to exclusively date you, even though that's not my thing. And you still are not honoring my time or the space in which I date. So let's not do this. That's the type of conversation that needs to be had. But they're not happening. Because, again, people are just not responsible for their actions anymore, because people feel entitled to things. Like my friend said earlier. People feel entitled to stuff. People feel entitled to spaces. And people feel entitled to people. We see it all the time, y'all, in the baby mama, baby daddy community. We're not going to get into that today. But they feel so entitled to the other person, the other parent. And that's not just how life goes. You can't be entitled to nothing or nobody from nothing or nobody. Not even God. But the danger of not being self-aware of your responsibility is when are the people that say stuff like, oh, they hating on me. Oh, they jealous of me. Oh, they want to be me. Really? That's what you get from that? That's what you get from somebody telling you, like, hey, what you did, that wasn't cool. Or how you moving, that ain't wise. Because it's always a bad ending to that. Your response is, people hating. Got it. Noted. That's what we gotta start saying. Noted. you're just a person. And either people don't care enough about you to be honest with you and tell you that, or people just don't care because they know you don't care. Like, that's literally how that goes sometimes. People like, well, I'm not about to be wasting my time trying to tell her about herself. She know who she is. She know what she be doing. He know who he is. He know how he be moving. What I look like. Those not your people, baby. Because people that really care about you, they want to see you at your best. And sometimes your best is everything that you may think you stand for. If you're a miserable person and you go around doing miserable things to people, and you got people to call and laugh about it and joke about it, they just as miserable as you. Literally. Nothing about someone else's pain or pit or desperation or just hardship should bring anybody joy. If you're the type of person where you get joy out of hearing negative things about people, you're not a good person. And the people that you surround yourself with are not either. I am being honest. Like, seriously. You're just not. And that is why accountability cannot find you. And it's counseled within your soul. Because you won't take account for anything that you do. And how do you think you're growing? I know damn well this gnat. These gnats, y'all. I done sprayed and got rid of a few of them. But I feel like it's two that's bothering me. But nonetheless, child, nobody wants to hold you accountable because they know they can't. And that's not a flex. When your friends and your family can't hold you accountable, that's not a flex. When your friends and family and the people that love you or you claim you love can't hold you responsible for your actions, that's not a flex. That's a problem. That's a large problem in your life, because that means nobody around you cares enough about you to help you see where you do wrong so you can be better. That's crazy. Not one person that you call or you talk to or you text when you laughing and kikiing and trying to do something or negative or about some negative stuff or some drama, not one of them say, ain't you too old for that? Or, well, what do you get out of that? That means they're just as miserable as you, or they don't care about you. And don't get me started on the church or the saints, people that say they believe in God. Because if you're not practicing wise counsel and you call yourself a Christian and your child calls you or your neighbor calls you or your friend calls you and you can't quote scripture to help them, you worse. You are worse. I'm just saying, because we have to get to a space to where we can counsel this accountability conversation. Because I'm so tired of people saying, just take accountability. We went to that, what was it? Housewives of Atlanta. Remember with Raph and Drew? Just take accountability. Neither one of them took accountability, nor responsibility for their actions. Now look at the situation that they have. Lived in the basement for down there 3 years. Crazy work. Because nobody wants to be mature enough to say, or self-aware enough to be like, even if that is what you felt and I don't agree with it, I shouldn't have did X, Y, and Z. Or I shouldn't have said X, Y, and Z. Or I should have moved differently because I'm better than that. That has to start being the conversation. Especially my people that's raising kids. Because they see you. These little Jeffrey Dahmers, they get this stuff from somewhere. Like, we were just talking about a few weeks ago, The Crash, that Netflix documentary about your girl. Even without seeing that child, you already knew she was messed up just by seeing the infant, like seeing her parents. No accountability. They took no accountability for her being the way she was, let alone not any for the boys being unalived. The judge had to check the mama. I'm just saying. This is why we have to counsel out accountability, y'all, until we can get to people really being responsible for their actions. And on top of being responsible for their actions, really being self-aware. Knowing yourself enough to know that I do fucked up stuff sometimes. And I like it and I enjoy it. Why? Because I'm a petty person, or because I'm a messy person, or because I like the drama. And then now you can really do some healing and say, why do I like drama like that? Did I grow up in an environment like that? And then you can go and produce a damn show on YouTube and leave real life people out your damn drama. I'm just saying. But nonetheless, I definitely enjoyed everybody jumping in the chat today. Make sure you subscribe at YouTube at the Catherine William 1. And also make sure you follow me on Instagram at cat_the stylist, in the chat with Cat and the Catherine Williams, and also on TikTok at the Catherine W. Again, you guys, the conversations don't have to end here. You can always jump in the chat on our YouTube comments, and we will just circle back to it like we do in the real group chat. So again, thank you for joining the group chat. I'm your girl, the Catherine Williams, and I will see y'all on next week.